Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your last game on Thanksgiving between the Bills and the New Orleans Saints. Very, very intriguing matchup. Josh Allen, Trevor Siemian. Can you see the sarcasm? Oh my God, we got the Bills against the Saints, and I really wish maybe we'll see more Taysom Hill. We really might. This is really throwing off the whole intro, but that's okay. That's all right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And don't forget to sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon is right here in front of you. All right? $7.99 a month. Come on. For DFS, for betting, it's all here for you. Plus, if you have any questions, I'm here to respond to you. People need another ear to lend, and I'm here for you. If you have any other suggestions, questions, final decisions before you put in your lineups, before you put in your bets, I am here to help and guide you. All right. Now, before I get into the nooks and crannies with captains and flex positions, let's look at the injury report between the Bills and the Saints. Beasley is trending towards probable, limited and limited. We'll see what happened in the last practice. Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram are big, big question marks. They did not practice on Monday and Tuesday. And this is coming to some very, very dangerous waters right here with the plays at running back. Very dangerous. They could be without Kamara and Ingram. They both did not practice with knee issues as well. Taysom Hill's fine. Trevor Siemian's fine. Marcus Davenport, DN, and their other DN don't know how to even freaking say his name. I'm going to just call him Tuna. Both DNs did not practice as well Monday and Tuesday, so that's not a good. They might be without Ryan Ramczyk as well. The tackle, that's not good. There's a lot of holes on the Saints side. As you can see, what happened with them last week against the Eagles, they totally exploded them. And now let's dive into this, all right? Let's dive into this. The first captain we're going to speak of will be Josh Allen. This man is multi-talented. He can do everything. He has the arm. He has the legs. They're really getting away from the run game with him, which is a big, big question mark. They need to get back to that. That was really a huge X factor. He only had 2 carries in the week 11 and 2 carries in week 10. Okay, um, all the games where it's like well above 5, they win 8, 9, 11, 6. Okay, you see how they need to utilize his legs, and this is why I love him as the captain position because this is the whole offense. They rarely run the ball. All right, they use Zach Moss in the red zone. But other than that, it's not going to be Singletary running for 50, 100 yards. That'll happen like once in a blue moon, maybe once a season. All right. Their run game is the short pass. Okay. That's how the Buffalo Bills use their offense. So Josh Allen is going to be our top tier captain that we have for Thursday. Stefon Diggs, the number 1 target for Josh Allen. We love him. Obviously, he'll be going up to against Marshawn Lattimore. Lattimore will probably be zoned in on him. So you can take that. You have to decide. Are you willing to play Diggs with Lattimore coverage or are you not? All right. It can be a good game. It can be a bad game. So you have to have some liners with him and without him. He's a top tier elite route runner. We love Stefon Diggs. He is very familiar with this team because he used to play with the Vikings. So he already knows. So you should be fine. Okay, you should be fine. Stefon Diggs at a great price. Like I said, Alvin Kamara. He's probably going to be towards out, all right? Non-participant in practice. That's not good. Mark Ingram, non-participant in practice. There's going to be value opening up, okay, essentially, all right? So let's continue to move down. Trevor Siemian against this Buffalo's defense. If they're down, they're going to be forced to throw. I think he's viable in lineups. I'm going to fade both defenses in this case. Because if I see Buffalo getting up, Trevor Siemian has weapons to move the ball down the field, especially pass catchers. And you saw some upside against Philly. All right, I didn't think he had that in him. They even used him in some rushing opportunities. He even got a touchdown, 17-yard rushing long as well. That was impressive. Was able to come through with three interceptions, but three touchdowns, but two interceptions. That was the question mark that we saw at hand with him. But he's going to be viable as a flex, not the captain play. Would not put Trevor Siemian as a captain. Definitely not. No. All right, they're going to continue to move down. Dawson Knox. This is the extension of the running game I'm talking about. Similar to what Dalton Schultz does, Dawson Knox at least gets in the end zone. He has 5 TDs already this season. Come back from injury, struggled against the Jets. Then against the Colts, had 6 for 10 targets on 80 yards. I think that performance can double up for this Thursday, and he's going to be a mainstay in our lineups. I love him at that price. Emmanuel Sanders is facing his former team in the Saints. So I think he can have a big game. This is a big X factor. If you're going to fade Diggs, you have to have Emmanuel Sanders. He can do something similar to what he did against KC with 20 fantasy points or Washington with 26. He's that number 2 guy, that stepped up veteran guy that when you need him, he'll come through with a nice route, nice catch, and get you in the end zone. I like Emmanuel Sanders against his former team in the Superdome. All right. Love Emmanuel Sanders there. Let's see if we have anyone else. Cole Beasley, like I said, he's questionable. He's been getting a little down tick, okay? While Dawson Knox was out, that's when he flourished in week 9 and week 8, okay? That's when he flourished. Dawson Knox is back. Now he's struggling. Three fantasy points, 6 fantasy points. We have to fade somebody. I think we can fade Cole Beasley. Knox is now the extension of the running game. When it last year and the last 2 years, it was Cole Beasley. Okay. Taysom Hill is an X factor. We can definitely throw him in the flex. They're going to use him in some gadget plays. They might use him as a running back because they have so many injuries. Peyton's going to get really, really creative with the assets that he has left. All right, especially to the injury of Adam Troutman, their rookie tight end. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. Taysom Hill can go into his old position where he was as a tight end, as a fullback, as a running back. Taysom Hill can be a big X factor this week, this Thursday against the Buffalo Bills. Let's continue to go on down. And that's going to be the wide receiver. So we're going to clear out this. Those are tier 1 guys. Next will be the wide receivers on the New Orleans side. We see Buffalo getting a big and they're going to have to fight back. All right. Saints are going to have to fight back. And the options that they have will be Traquan Smith and Marquez Callaway. The one that I like most will be Traquan Smith. He's been more consistent out of the two recently. The last 4 weeks, 12 fantasy points, 8 fantasy points, 14 and 11 with 2 touchdowns out of those 4 weeks. He's coming on a little bit this second half of the season. Very impressive what I've seen from him. I saw it. Marquez Callaway definitely took over, but Callaway did not pull away while Traquan Smith was injured for most of the season. Now he's back hitting his stride, and I like him as the number 1 wide receiver in this offense. Next will be Marquez Callaway. Marquez Callaway is currently at 5,200. He's the number 2 wide receiver. He was able to come through with a touchdown. It was, I guess, a lot. He had 3 weeks in a row with a touchdown. That's very impressive. Not as much targets and yards as Traquan Smith. That's why I think he's the number 1. But in that red zone area, he's been someone to look at, and Marquez Callaway will definitely be in our pool. I was very surprised that he's on that touchdown streak. That's very surprising. I like that right there. So we can definitely play him. We have him at 5,200. Let's continue to move on down. I'll throw Taysom Hill in there because he's an X factor. Defenses, if I had to choose one, it will be the Bills. I understand New Orleans is home. They have solid corners, but the better defense, and across the board, the better defense is the Buffalo Bills. They're top 5 in each and every category. They struggled as of late. Um, it depends. It depends on the matchup. If you get a team like the Colts, all right, they have a elite line and a freaking generation running back, or a generational running back. So you can't do anything about that. And if you have a game where there's going to be no Mark Ingram and no Alvin Kamara, when we get some more news on that, then I'm going to lean towards the Buffalo Bills defense. So we'll definitely throw them in the build. I'm going to avoid the Saints defense. I like the Bills defense. They have stars all around, and we'll continue to go down and find some more value. Not really looking at Devin Singletary. I told you before, he's the outside the 20s guy. I want the inside the 20s guy. So we're going to fade Devin Singletary. In week 10 and week 9, were solid performances. If you're willing to pay his salary, if you think he can get in the end zone, then fine. You can go in that route. I'm going to avoid him, and I'm going to play Zach Moss. Zach Moss has been the one that's been coming on as of late. As you can see earlier in the season, 16, 18, 12, 12, 11, 8. Okay, he's the guy that's been more productive throughout this year. And in the red zone, when they get in that 20 area, he's the guy that's finishing the drives. So I'd rather have him at 4,400. All right. And do we have any other plays down below? As you see, Troutman is out. I do have some tier 4. All right. I have some tier 4 gems for you. So we're going to clear out these guys, and we'll get really down and dirty with these cheap guys below. All right. Both kickers are viable in this game. Okay. Bass and Meyer are going to be viable in this game. And if we're looking for cheap options, we got Gabriel Davis. Okay. This, like I said, this is an extension of the run. They don't run. Okay, they don't run. They throw a lot. They throw a lot, and Gabriel Davis has been breaking out recently, getting more and more snaps. The last past 2 weeks, Jets. I mean, he had 3 catches, 405 yards, and then against the Colts, 2 receptions, 4 targets, 27 yards. That's more than what he was getting previously. And with the downgrade to Beasley, they're going more for wide receiver sets, which they were doing last year. That's why I like Gabe Davis, and that's why Gabe Davis was the number 2 wide receiver on that team with touchdowns. He was right behind Stefon Diggs. Diggs had 10. Gabriel Davis had 9 last year. So I think he can still have a good game. And this is where all the value comes in, okay? Now, if there's no Kamara and no Mark Ingram, the next guys up will be Little Humphrey and Tony Jones Jr. Now, technically, Tony Jones Jr. is the next guy up, technically. But with Sean Payton, you don't know. All right, you're gonna have to have some builds with one or the other. Okay, some with Jones, some with Humphrey. If I had to choose one, it would be Jones. Okay, Jones is number 1, and then Humphrey behind that. Tony Jones, they had him early in the season. They let him go. Now he's back. Um, so you're gonna have to choose between the two. Okay, but anyone cheaper than that, with you, that's only like $1,600. Tony Jones is 600. Humphreys 1,000. What other salary you need to save on? Like you really have enough right there. Other than that, cheaper than the kicker would be Deontay Harris, and that's a maybe. That would be a wide receiver 3. I'm not really looking that far. He had a strong beginning of the season, and now it's falling off since Traquan Smith is coming back. So I'm really fading that. The cheapest I would go would be the New Orleans Saints running backs that you see right here. Okay. Now, that will be our breakdown for the final game of the Thursday night Thanksgiving Day slate, okay, between the Bills and the Saints. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other plays at Captain, at Flex. Let me know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.